Hey everybody, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. My name's Dare and let me talk to you a little bit about Nightingale, its recent update, and not only that, what the game has got coming in its future update, thanks to the devs sending me a little message. So let's first talk about the new campaign and what you can experience as a first-time player coming into the game. Okay, so the campaign itself, when you first come into the game, you speak to a character named Puck. It will teach you how to transverse the realms, so to speak, and a bit like Stargate. You know, you go through portals and you go to different worlds. This is the initial starting world here, and it's absolutely stunning. Now, there's 6 handcrafted worlds, 3 biomes, and with that, there's a lot of changes as well, which I'll get to later on in the talk of portals. But for the campaign, which we're talking about right now, you'll basically go through the different worlds and biomes through the campaign till you get to the final 3. When you get to the final 3, you'll then take on a gauntlet of bosses. It's like a couple of 3 guys. Then you'll end up heading to the final area called the Watch, which I'll explain a little bit more later in this video. So with that, the campaign is really nicely done. Me and Damos really enjoyed it. I didn't feel any points during it where I was passing out of boredom. There was always something to do, something interesting to see, lots of viewpoints, lots of new points of interest. It was nice, you know, very simplistic for what it is, given such an early start to the game. Like, for example, right now there's only 3 biomes, but don't let that fool you. There may only be 3 biomes, but there is so much to those 3 biomes with customization, with realm cards, which I'll get to in a minute, is like, you know, which keeps it alive. So with that, we're going to move on now to the next part, which is survival and crafting. So during the progress of the game, you may want to build your own base. I waited till I had finished the game story before I built my base. We did build some smaller bases along the way to upgrade our gear though. So as you progress through the game, you'll accumulate a whole lot of recipes and things you want to craft. So this is my fully crafted house, by the way, so, you know, it's pretty nice. I like it. You may not like it, it might be a bit too cluttered for you, but whatever. This is basically my house and everything in it. In this game, in survival of this game, you have to eat and sleep. Okay, so sleep gives you comfort. Actually, I'll show you right now. So as you can see here, I've got a comfort of 0. But if I go upstairs and I sleep till evening, for example, let's just say I sleep for a little bit. Don't much in real life these days. So anyway, we're sleeping till evening. Apparently it's daytime still, right? And you can see now I've got a comfort level of 8, which gives me 200 health per minute and 15 stamina per minute, which is rather nice. With that, eating also provides you with buff as well. So now if you hold down Q when you're in game, you get a radio dial, like so. And you'll want to eat as much as you can till the little bar at the bottom below me is filled up. That there will give you some more buffs, so then you have like all those stats and all those stats as well. Now you can cook a lot more stuff. It isn't just like basic stuff. There is a whole manner of things. You can go fishing, hunting, you know, gathering, whatever, you know. But with that, sorry, I'm just doing a bit of harvesting right now, don't mind me. There we go. With that, there is a whole manner of ways to gather, craft, and keep your resources alive. So you've got your pick, which is also an axe. You got pickaxe, or you can make a standard axe, a standard pickaxe. But this one can mine and chop wood, which is my favorite. It doesn't have a block. It's just a straight up axe or pickaxe. It's fantastic. Then you've got your grapple hooks for transversing the environment. They upgrade with, the more they upgrade and the better you upgrade them, the longer your transversal will go. With that, then you've also got your guns for hunting and things like that. Then, which do require ammunition, by the way. So do note, ammo is a thing in this game. So if you hold down R, you can see all the different types of ammo that you have. Now, there are elemental-based ammunition and standard ammunition. Then you've got your harvesting tools, like for example, like I showed you, the axe and pick, but then you've got this for harvesting flowers. So its right-click ability is fantastic for going out and just gathering stuff up. Your ornate skinning knives, or you've got many different tiers of them, but you've got your skinning knives. I've got my pistol, which is one of the new pistols added to the game, and of course the best tool in the game, which is my fishing rod. I love fishing. So with that basically is the survival aspect of it. It's not really much to it. It's just like every other game, gather and craft. The crafting systems are a little bit more tricky though. So let's say for example, I want to make something, see what I'm having the mats for right now. A refined wood axe. Okay, now this is what I would do is you can gather resources from the map. Now each one is different. They provide different stats. Okay, so obviously if I want to use this tier 4 item, I don't have any tier 5s left anymore, I just crafted a load of stuff. But say I want to craft that there, I'll use a bit of titanium. That there will increase the stats on this, okay? Then I want to get a bit of lumber, so I look down the list and I see that I've got some tier 5 lumber there, or I've got some tier 4. The tier 5 though gives me health regeneration, stamina regeneration, and injury resistance, as well as a lot of other stuff. But that's not just it for crafting. No. Once you've crafted said weapon, it will then give you a load of stats like that, for example, okay? But if you were to place these little things around, you know, and you see how it's got a tick on it, well, let's say for example I wanted to craft these boots. They already come with some base upgrades now, because I've put all these little things down, which are called augmentations. Now augmentations, when you're crafting, you find these throughout your blueprints, and say like for example that crystal ball, that will increase my yield and all that kind of stuff, and my resistances when I'm crafting certain pieces of clothing. So the crafting in this game is so unique, it's awesome, it's fantastic. It took me a long time to understand it. I'm not smart like most people, I'm a freaking dumbass. But Damos took his time, he went out his way, and he actually explained it. Look at my dash hound sitting on my chair. And my NPC just ran over it, whatever. But anyway, like, in a nutshell, overall, like I said, the craft in this game is absolutely fantastic. Then you get to endgame, and I'm going to go over endgame in a minute, but you constantly creep upgrading and getting it all the way up, you know, to like tier 4, tier 5 stuff, and carry on just going out and killing. Now with that, it's endgame, okay? That's probably the thing you want to hear about, like new biomes, new endgame, what is going on? All right, so let's get into endgame. So in endgame, you basically come to a place called the Watch, which we're going to travel to right now. Now the Watch is a little bit different from most games, unlike No Man's Sky. In No Man's Sky, you travel to a big space station where you can trade with other, trade with like vendors, learn recipes, all that kind of stuff. That's what the Watch reminds me of. And the reason for that is I'll get to it in a minute. So it's the only place in the game where you're in third person. And not only that, hey Dorian Gray, don't drink my blood please, or look in a mirror. It's the only other place that you'll see players. And with that, we'll get on to private realms in a minute. So once you arrive here, you'll see vendors and all that kind of stuff. Now, for me personally, if I was the dev team, I would use this area for all different manner of things. Events, you know, having like, it's Halloween soon, so I would have like this whole place decked out in Halloween stuff, Christmas events, yada yada yada, you know, with Christmas themed items for bases or Halloween items for bases, things like that. And that way content creators like myself can do build designs or whatever based on that. That's their type of thing. But that's not why we're here. When you get here, you'll be given a few extra quests when you finish the game, and you'll basically come down here to these 3 portals. Now these portals here will basically are different. They're not just one, they're 3 different ones. You go in and you farm currency and a few extra bits. Now, they are pretty challenging if you're just new to the end, but once you level up a bit more, you can end up soloing them. You end up getting these 3 currencies, which you can see at the top. You've got the tier 1 currency, the tier 2 currency, the tier 3 currency, and the tier 4 currency. You'll receive the tier 4 currency when you're here. And that stuff, it can be used to buy items from, like, say, Alice and other people, like the upgrade benches, so you can get your epic gear, your enchantments if you want that kind of stuff. I freaking hate Bramble Wall. Broken. Don't use it. You're a dick if you do. Right? And then you've got, like, your minor cards, all the stuff that you want, you know. Oh, I don't own that cat. Don't have enough essence. But yeah. You can end up buying a whole lot of stuff, clothing that I'm wearing, the little pistol, which is from this guy, you know, it's only the 1 item right now, but they could add so much to this area to make it even better. Now, not only that, when you go to Alice, you can buy some major realm cards, and I'll go back to my base in a second and show you how realm cards work. But for now, we're still talking about endgame. Now, basically, you're going to farm those little instances down the stairs to get some mats. Okay? For example, there are vaults, I think they're called. And you run the 3 vaults and the Ascended Realms, which are cards you buy from Alice that you can do at your base. When you've got that done, there's not much else. I'm sorry, but that's about it for now. It's going to be pretty repetitive until the next update, and so he says. I was speaking to Scarabs one of the devs on their Discord, and I asked him, is there a roadmap? Can we see anything? And his reply was, we definitely want to expand the end game. There isn't much content there right now. You can head to the watch and run vaults, which I just showed you, and then do extended runs, which I'll show you in a minute. But there isn't a huge amount outside of that. So that's a focus for the next update. Endgame coming soon, hopefully. Alongside that, a new biome. Now, I told you originally there's only 3 biomes. But the 3 biomes can change, and we'll get into that in a second. So while I'm traveling to my respite, I'll explain the 3 biomes. So you get the forest biome, the desert biome, and the swamp biome. Now, each one, my base is in the forest biome. I love the forest biome. Then you've got the desert, which is a desert, you know, it's cool. It's some nice viewpoints in that. But then there's the swamp, and I don't like the swamp, but some people do, you know, I don't like it, whatever. With that, there's also a bit more to tell you. So when you come into your base, and let's talk about portals and how they work, okay? So basically, when you learn the game and you're progressing through the game, you'll be given new cards to play, okay? So these cards are like Stargate Realm Ordnance. Right, basically. So let's say, for example, I need to go to a level 100, which is open already, and that level 1 is going to give me increased stone and ore yield. So I'll go through there and that would do it. But say I'm in my realm, you know, and yeah, I love my realm the way it is, you know, but say, for example, I want to do something on my own realm. I want to change, say, I need a workshop card. So I can play this card, craft tools, and deal greater damage, but offer reduced yield. I don't want that one. But maybe I want like our hunger effects or things like that. And you can play these minor cards on any realm by going to the Realmic Transmuter, which is that thing up on the hill there, if you can see it. So with that, you've got the minor cards and the major cards. Major cards you play in the portal, minor cards you play here at this thing. And you can basically mix and match and make your realms look absolutely fantastic. Now, I love my realm the way it is. I love the darkness. I love the feel of it. Not only that, it gives me the ability to harvest my crops. It also gives me increased yield on items. And when I go into like caves and things like that, I get better resources. So that's my realm. And that basically is it, is that. Okay, so that's it. There's 3 biomes. You can mix and match them up by using little cards and makes things different. And we've basically got the big ones which you can make different as well, because there's a table in the game. Let's get to that. And in this crafting table, you can basically make cards. Okay, so we've got the minor cards, and there's quite a few of them as you can see here, but you've also got major cards. For example, the desert one here. It has increased yield of plants. That one has increased yield of plants in the forest. But you can do it like, say, so that's herbium for plants. That one's for hunting animals, you know, and that's that. But with the next update, there's a new biome coming too, right? How cool is that? I hope it's snow. I really hope it's snow. Snow would be amazing, because when you're in the desert, for example, you can see your footprints on the ground, things like that. I think snow would really fit in this game, and then they could like a hyperthermia stat or something like that, and it'd be really cool. But anyway, that's that. The only other thing that they talked about in the message was AI. See these things? They're pack mules, as me and Damos call them. So these little guys, you can manage their inventory, give them items, allow them to follow. They basically follow you around. They save your life if you go down, and they carry shit for you, and they attack. Apart from that, they're fucking useless, and they get in the way all the time. So they need to be a little bit smarter. With that, NPC automation will be next too. So the devs are planning on updating the NPCs. Thank God, right? Don't get me wrong, I would love to have more than one and have multiple of them farming my base, coming through the portal, and like randomly trading with them, things like that. That would be sick, right? Like, more games need to have the ability for the AI to be interactive with the player. We have so much cool AI things going on in the world right now. AI would be awesome, you know? But also as well, like, you got your friends that can come to the base and trade with you, but, you know, having some extra AI constantly coming through, maybe Wilma coming to check on you, things like that from the campaign, that would be sick, you know? Like, I would really like that. Random caravans appearing at your front door to offer new items to trade each month, you know, so you don't have to, like, you know, go out adventuring. You just do it at your base. But anyway, that concludes the Realms Rebuilt update, and my thoughts on the game are, go freaking buy it. Stop being a cheap arse. This game's freaking amazing, and is great for co-op, so just go do it. Do it, you know? But anyway, I have a few extra codes from some skins in the game. So if you're watching this video and you want to be the first to get a skin, send me a message or a comment below, or hit me up on my Twitter at DareLive, or feel free to join the Discord, and I'll get that key to you. I've only got 3 of them. So, let's see who's watching the video. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.